So do you have a local test route, quick test route that you...
Yeah, we have like a 20, it depends what you're looking for with it right, but we have like a 20 or 30 minute test route around the Lotus area, which combines several different road services.
Yeah.
If you're looking for higher frequency shake issues or suspension tuning, with particularly on a section of road which heads us down towards Kettering Hall.
Okay.
Lotus F1.
I know that this is quite a smooth road, but already you can sense the refinement in the car, in the isolation from...
Yeah, well that's one of the things we've tried to do with the car. We want to give the car a better refinement feel than the Elise, and make the car sort of a lot easier to live with, but we still want it to feel dynamic, because it's a sports car at the end of the day. So all the way through the development we want to have the car that communicates as a Lotus should with you.
No, it's interesting because we obviously, the press have always gone about how this is a Cayman rival, and you can kind of see why that is, but having obviously spent 5-10 minutes in it does feel, grown up is probably the wrong phrase, but it's not quite as tightly focused as that. You can...
I think it almost bridges the gap between the Cayman and the 911. The Cayman doesn't have 2+2, where the 911 does, but this hasn't got, it's 280 horsepower, not 380. But it has the function of the two additional seats. So I think it almost sits in an area where it's in between the two. But at the end of the day, we're not going after Porsche. We're kind of
not volume-wise. It's 2,000 cars here or something.
Exactly. Yeah. This car is not intended to be a Porsche chaser. It's intended for people who want to be different than having a Porsche.
It's a bit of a motoring journalist cliche, but as soon as you get underway, you can just, I don't know, it feels so smooth. And fluid, and yet the way it's responding to your input.
If you put the input in, the car is still very flat. So we wanted to have the roll stiffness of the car. What we do is we measure this roll per G. So for 1 G lateral acceleration, the amount of roll angle you get is around 2 degrees per G.
How would that compare with an Elise or an Exceed?
An Elise and an Exceed is probably about 3.5. So it's actually a higher. We've got less roll angle than an Elise.
Is that because the track's wider on this?
It's also because of the isolation you have within the suspension system. We can put more stiffness into certain areas of the suspension to give you the roll support. And also with this car, we use a front and a rear anti-roll bar. The Elise uses a front anti-roll bar, so you're limited how much front response you can put in the car because you haven't got a rear anti-roll bar.
So
that's right.
You were saying about the diff or the open diff.
The car's got an open differential, but it's got part of the Bosch traction control system. It's got this EDL, electronic differential, and that is mainly for kind of low grip conditions where it will basically monitor where the wheel slip is. If it sees one is slipping more than the other, it applies brake pressure to that wheel to apply torque to the other side. And some of the testing we've done in Sweden on some of these split view hills, 20% split view hill, tarmac one side, ice the other, and you pull away and it will just pull up the hill. I mean, if you tried to do that with the system switched off, you wouldn't go anywhere.
So are these systems, they're kind of marketed as a diff? Are they? Is the motivation for them to give you a more sophisticated means of traction in low grip rather than
basically
a performance advantage or traction advantage at high speed?
Exactly.
How much work is done with the engine? It arrives in a crate and you've got your own mapping and everything else?
Basically the engine arrives in the crate, as you said, and our own engine management team have used the Lotus engine management control, worked in conjunction with the EFI, done their own engine mapping. I think the clever thing now is that because of the Bosch traction control system needs to be able to talk to our system. So there's quite a lot of communications go on between the Lotus engine management system and the Bosch system because they need to reduce engine torque to stabilise the car through the traction control system. So I think that was quite a challenge for both parties to get the communication working between the different software
strange experience actually, because you know you're in a Lotus,
Yeah.
and the way it copes with the road feels very much like a Lotus. But the rest of it, the noise and the space and
It's just unusual. I think we've all been so used to Elises and Exceeders and 211s in Rockford over the last sort of 10 or 15 years, which I think is reintroducing everybody to a Lotus again, which but of a bigger size.
So this Hethel track is basically where you come to do quick verification of tweaks when you're late in the programme, and obviously fundamental stuff early on.
Exactly, I mean, because we've got, as I said, we've got really good roads around here for right tuning, but also, you know, we can't compromise the track behaviour too much either, or at all. So this is why it's really, really useful to be able to come straight on the circuit.
I don't like it.
The brakes, there's no ABS intervention.
I don't know, I had my eyes shut.
It's very easy to drive because it car's still.
Wow.
And that's all about getting the stiffness of the suspension system in the right place laterally, so it doesn't interfere with you too much.
That's ridiculous. Those transit corners must be a nightmare for a mid-engine car, surely.
Well, they are, yeah. I mean, you know,
because you were off the throttle, and then you have to change direction.
Part of the process is because you've got 200 kilos worth of engine sitting behind you. Is actually you need to make sure that the location of the engine, and also that the engine main system keeps the engine under control. Because you get 200 kilos of engine moving around, then it's going to make the car feel less connected and less linear.
Wow, you can just feel it there, can't you?
Have to switch the system off.
So this is completely you now.
So the ABS still functions all the times.
That is so fluid, isn't it? So this is the final sign-off test of any Lotus car's product.
How easy it is to oversee it. Sorry, to maintain oversee. No. As I say, it's quite. Now we've got a kind of lock, additional lock that's easy to.
We're catching up with our own smoke now, so it's nearly past the test. Around here like this in your life?
Well, continuously, I don't know, but total amount. Too many.